Red's not supposed to be green, like faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground, and a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun, and a two is not supposed to be a one. Said the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton, and forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June. Now you're not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that are not supposed to be, babe, except you and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Ooh, babe, yeah, except you and me. Night's not supposed to be long. Yeah. No one is supposed to be alone. Understanding is not supposed to be confused. And the wind is not supposed to lose. Like fire's not supposed to freeze. Like joy is not supposed to grieve. Like you are not supposed to leave. What I said I'm not supposed to mean. He is not supposed to have your heart. Maybe we're not supposed to be apart. There are so many things that are not supposed to be said. You and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Hey, baby. It seems just like no season's changing. Oh, this earth with no creation. Oh, no feelings or a sickness without healing. Just like a frozen spring, a bird with no wings. Just like a song I keep. That's how I like to be. Like the night skies with no stars, a lonely road, no home and never walks in the park. That's how I feel there are so many things, except love. So many things that are not supposed to be. It's like having like having no free, like having no rain for the sea. There are so many things that's not supposed to be, not supposed to be, except you and me, baby. Yeah, yeah, baby. Yeah, except you and me.
All right, all right, all right. It's your girl Hollywood Next in the building, and I am about to get on this camera with y'all. Give me a few seconds, and we're gonna talk about what happened in court this morning. Okay, we're gonna talk about what happened in court this morning. I'm gonna give you guys the updates and all of what's happening around R.Kelly. Okay, let me see. Let me get my gospel glams together. Shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic. Make sure you guys use the code Hollywood Next at checkout and get you 20% off. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to support the cause because Gospel Glams Cosmetic is definitely where I'm going for all my cosmetic needs now. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I think this is way important of what's going on surrounding R.Kelly. So I want to bring y'all the update. Now, I did post in my community area about how they are, or how they've muted him in his court this morning. Now, I find that very strange that they couldn't get the audio to work for R. Kelly this morning, and so was unable to hear him having to say what it is that's on his mind. Okay, so the games that they're playing is to me, it's illegal. Okay, they should have made sure his audio was working before they even started the hearing. Me personally, okay, that's my personal opinion. Okay, that's how I feel. And yeah, he should have not been muted this morning. Kel's been muted for 2.5 years. Okay. I'm almost done, y'all. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to everybody who has been liking, sharing, and subscribing to this platform. And welcome to all the new supporters. Oh my God, we are going up. Like, oh, we are literally going up. So I want to just say thank you to everybody for that. Before I get into this commentary, I want to shout y'all out because I do appreciate each and every one of you guys who comes over to the platform and get your updated needs on things that's happening around R.Kelly, okay? Because you know I am a true supporter as much as you guys are. We are all equal when it comes to the support system now, okay? It's undeniable, okay? They can't deny greatness now. I take this rubber band out my hair. The girl didn't have a ponytail in. And while I'm here in Chicago, I guess I could have attended, but I think because R. Kelly wasn't going to be there, it was just in the best interest that I listened to the conference, okay, that they had for him. So, with that being said, I think I'm almost ready to get on camera. Let's see. Thank you guys for your patience as well, too, because, you know, little rushy situations and stuff. But getting it right. Getting it right. All right. Okay. See, when you ain't trying, that's when things come out the best. It's when you try too hard, things don't come out in your favor. So anyway, let's just grab one more thing, and I'm good. Now, make sure I got my sponsor right. Okay, let's see. Get on this camera. Yep. All right. See, some natural lighting coming through here. Yes. There we go. Okay, let's see which angle I'm going to go for. All right. Oh, can't leave my other device. They said they got 100 devices. They didn't show no proof of 100 devices, but they put all these accusations out against R. Kelly. Like, you know, this is what we're not going to do. All right, let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Got my notes ready. All right, y'all. Let me see. Okay, here I am. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am your host, Hollywood Nex, a.k.a. Sexy Pieces, Sexy Nex. Good morning to everybody. So before I get started, you know I must shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic. This is the lip line, and I'm wearing it's a matte mixed with a lip gloss. Okay, that's to keep the shine coming in because you know matte can be dry, so you want to make it shine by using a gloss. So this is what I'm using this morning, and so shout out to Gospel Glams Cosmetic. Make sure if you guys check out the Gospel Glams Cosmetic website to, if you purchase anything at checkout, use Hollywood Next. That's HOLLYWOODNEXX. Okay, there's two X's at the end for the promotion of the 20% off at your checkout. Okay, so make sure you guys check it out, and I appreciate you guys all so much. Okay, now we're going to get into this update for R. Kelly. Thank you guys for your patience while I get things right for us. Hold on, I'm trying to swipe it up. Okay, so before I get started, let me just shout some of y'all out because I do appreciate you guys. Good morning, Miss Gina too, Michael Wilson, Laprice, Felisa. Hey, Felisa. Charlotte Quinn, Denise, Nuella. Good morning, Nuella. I love you so much, Nuella, because I am wearing your coach. Okay, and I love the way it smells. Haven't got a chance to try my Estee Lauder, but I will soon. Miami's in the building, 305. Shout out to you. Adrienne Sadiq, shout out to you. Gospel Glams Cosmetic most definitely is in the building. And yes, I am wearing her lip line. So make sure, again, you guys go and subscribe to her Gospel Glams online store and use Hollywood Next at checkout for your 20% off. Felisa says, okay, so then, hey, Brittany. Hey, Mocha Chocolata. Gail Hardaway, Trigger, my Mrs. Duncans, hello. My godmother is in the building. Shout out to my godmother, Big Mama. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Tiffany Black. Hey, Brittany Char. Okay. And Kiona, I see you, girl, as well as Medina X. Oh, I love Medina X. That name is just so fabulous. Okay. So now let's get you guys an update of what's happening and what has happened this morning at court surrounding our R. Kelly. Okay. So I'm gonna start from 1 hour ago, and this is being reported from Jason Mesner. Okay, so Jason Mesner, so you guys know where I'm getting my information from. So I believe he was at court because this is what he gathered. So he says, just in, R. Kelly was under suicide watch after his conviction in New York. Lawyer Steve Greenberg, okay, says this morning as they discuss who will represent the singer in his Chicago case. Now I'm gonna click on the article because I want to read more on this article and see what he says. So he says, facing decades behind bars after New York conviction, will R. Kelly ever stand trial in Chicago? So that's what has been said right there. Let me try to figure out how do I get out of this. I don't know if they're going to let me see the whole entire article. Selection for special description. Don't want it. Let's see if we can go back a little bit. See where it takes us. I don't like the fact that Steve Greenberg sounds depressing when he speaks of R. Kelly. Okay, he just sounds like he's not confident in his client because he does still represent R. Kelly here in Chicago, and I just have a hard time when he speaks because it's like you're not sounding like someone that I would want representing me personally. Just based on how he speaks. Okay, so let's see. Let me open all of this up and give it to you. Okay, we're gonna go from the bottom and work our way up to the top. Okay, now Jason Mesner also reported that Judge Lynn Weber sets trial Kelly Chicago federal case for August the 1st. Now that sounds like 2022, but he didn't put a year on it. It's expected to last 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. So it is been scheduled for 2022. So that's good because that sounds like R. Kelly's not taking this deal that they have been putting out there that, oh, R. Kelly's going to be taking a deal. Okay. No, Kells don't need to take no deal because to me personally, with some of the knowledge that I do know about the legality and the legal system, is if he was to take a plea deal on any of these upcoming court dates or trials that he have that's pending, then he would not be able to get a an appeal on what he has going on, that his wrongful conviction up in New York. So it would not be in his best interest to take a deal, because to take a deal is to say, well, yeah, I am guilty of what I was found guilty for in New York. So we're going to run all these charges concurrent. And then that's going to keep him unable to appeal. And then, yeah, he will be effed over and having to do all the amount of time that he is facing. So we know that appeal is possible, and we know it will happen. And with all of us putting out this great information, Kels will come home. Now, it says Kelly is in the process of revamping his legal team, Greenberg says. I think he's talking about bringing in new lawyers in New York, but Greenberg says he and partner Mike Leonard will continue to represent him on his cases in Chicago. Well, we'll see how long that lasts, but that's what's been reported. Let me go back a notch so I can get more for you guys. Okay. Hope I didn't press it too many times. Looks like I might have. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, and uh, oh, come on. All right, here we go. All right. Something happened and I lost my spot. So they did set his trial for 2022 August. That's just reported. R.Kelly. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it's just to update you guys. It's standard practice anytime a person is found guilty to put them on suicide watch. So I don't want you guys to think he's suicidal the way that the media is trying to spin it, because he's not. Okay, it's just the way that they worded it. Okay, that's just how they put it. Wow. And then look at me. Okay. Something just went totally wrong. And I know it's nothing but the enemy that's hating. Wow. He is really mad this morning. Okay, we're back. Let's see. Now, what in the world is going on with this 100 devices that they claim they had? Okay, I gotta get out of there. I was just on the road like 7-Eleven, and then the enemy wants to come in and steal, kill, and destroy. Thank you, wonderful world. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's just put this in here. All right, come on. All right, well, we just read it from the Chicago Tribune then. Okay, so R.Kelly was on suicide watch after conviction in New York. Lawyer says his trial date sets in Chicago case. R&B singer R.Kelly was on suicide watch following his conviction on racketeering charges in New York. His lawyers told a federal judge in Chicago just this morning on Wednesday. In the first court hearing since a jury found Kelly guilty 3 weeks ago, attorney Steve Greenberg said the U.S. Bureau of Prisons placed the singer on suicide watch for some time, but that has since been lifted. Okay, so he is no longer on suicide watch because he's not going to harm himself. Okay, placing a recently convicted prisoner under increased monitoring is common in the federal prison system, and Greenberg did not say that Kelly had expressed any actual desire to harm himself. Of course not, and I'm saying it for him. Okay, R. Kelly timeline: Chicago upbringing, rapid rise to stardom. Okay, so Greenberg also said Kelly has told him he's in the process of revamping his legal team in the New York case, which underwent a dramatic shakeup in the weeks leading up to trial, but that Greenberg and his partner Michael Leonard believe they will still stay on as lead counsel in Kelly's Chicago case. That's their belief, not R. Kelly's. Okay. I think he's talking about bringing in new lawyers in New York, Greenberg told U.S. District Judge Harry Lynn Weber. Lynn Weber set in August the first jury trial for Kelly and his two co-defendants, longtime associates Gerald McDavid and Milton June Brown. The trial at the Dirksen U.S. Courthouse is expected to last 3 or 4 weeks. So now we have a court trial date scheduled for R. Kelly. So make sure you guys are staying in preparations and up to date about any changes that may come at a later time. But for now, we are scheduled for trial here in Chicago. Okay, and that will be scheduled for 2022, August the 1st. Kelly, who participated in the conference by video from the federal jail in Brooklyn, did not speak during the hearing because no one could figure out how to unmute him. Are you serious? So y'all mean to tell me y'all continuously trying to mute the man? And again, they should have had the audio system intact prior to R. Kelly even going on this hearing this morning. So they should have made sure that everything was working. That is, to me, is another way of muting him, not wanting him to be heard. There's no telling what he could have possibly said, but of course they muted him as they've always done. So I'm not happy with that, and I think something should be done about that. Kelly, 54, was convicted on September 27 of racketeering conspiracy charges alleging he used his music career. That's right, they used the word alleging, and because it was not a fact, and it still isn't a fact. Okay, alleging he used his music career to further a criminal enterprise. The jury found him guilty of 12 individual illegal acts, including sex with multiple underage girls, which I don't know which underage girls, as well as a 1994 scheme to bribe an Illinois public aid official to get a phony ID for 15-year-old singer Aaliyah so the two could get illegally married. And I think that should be overturned because she's not here to fight her own fight or defend herself in these accusations against her. So I just disagree with that right there. And as far as young women underage, who are they? Because I didn't see any of that be proved in court, and I sat in there. Okay, he faces anywhere from 10 years to life in prison, when he's sentenced on May the 4th of 2022, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn. Kelly's attorneys have said it makes little sense to rush to trial in Chicago without knowing what Kelly's sentence will be in New York. Well, we're not listening to some of his attorneys because I still believe that they don't have his best interests at heart. Because if they did have his best interests at heart, I don't think that they would be telling him he should be doing or even discussing a plea when this man has continuously stated he is innocent and he's not accepting any of these charges. And as we can clearly see out here in the YouTube world, why he shouldn't accept these charges, because we personally have unveiled all of the lies and the deceptions that has been told in a conspiracy to take down Robert Sylvester Kelly. So it is my belief that in the near future that these parents and everyone who have participated in this conspiracy to take down Robert Sylvester Kelly will face their own trial coming soon, once we can continue to reach out to bigger platforms, the media, and get this narrative turned around so that the judge can see what's really going on and what has been going on, so we can get Kells up out of this unfortunate situation that he should have never ever been found guilty on. Now, if the Chicago federal case does go to trial, it will likely focus on graphic videotapes Kelly allegedly made depicting him having sex with at least 3 girls when they were minors, court records show. The 13 count indictment filed in July 2019 alleges that Kelly, both on his own and through associates, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, gifts, and legal settlements to try to buy up copies of the sex tape before they could get in the hands of the investigators. Well, we know that Lisa Van Allen is responsible for that. I believe that's where the forensic experts would have to come in to discredit these tapes, because we know that deepfake does exist, and we do know that people was extorting Robert Sylvester Kelly. So we again don't accept any of these allegations that are being presented against Robert Sylvester Kelly. At least I don't over here at Pieces of the Puzzle. One of those tapes, which allegedly shows Kelly having sex with his 14-year-old goddaughter, was at the center of child pornography charges against Kelly 2 decades ago. But the girl at the time refused to testify, leading to a stunning acquittal by Cook County jury in 2008. So if they're trying to reuse that alleged same tape, then that to me is double jeopardy. And I don't think double jeopardy plays any role in the court system today, because you cannot charge a person twice for the same crime, as we are witnessing happening to Robert Sylvester Kelly even now, and as well as what's been going on up in New York. Okay, so the girl identified in the charges as minor one is now cooperating with federal investigators and is expected to be one of the key witnesses against Kelly should that case go to trial. She also is the alleged victim in one of the 4 pending sexual abuse indictments filed against Kelly in Cook County in February 2019. So now they're saying that she is also is the alleged victim in one of the 4 pending sexual abuse indictments filed against R.Kelly in Cook County. So, okay, according to the federal indictment, Kelly and his associates ran a years long scheme to hide the abuse of minor one, including flying her parents out of the country to keep investigators from interviewing them, and later making payments to her and her family to induce them to lie the abuse to a grand jury. And hold on one quick second, because I don't want this phone to go dead while I'm reading this to you guys. So I'm going to grab my charger and and keep this phone charged, so that way I don't lose you guys while I'm reading this important information. Okay. Okay. So now we got that. Put this in here. Voila. Okay, we should be good. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm back. All right, let me get on camera. Okay, I'm back. So, okay, so where I was at was making payments to her and her family to induce them to lie about the abuse to a grand jury. The payments, gifts, and other benefits continue even well after Kelly's 2008 acquittal, according to the indictment. As recently as October 2015, Kelly was still making monthly payments to minor one through his business, often using the word settlement in the transaction line, according to the indictment. The lead charge in the indictment, producing child pornography, carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in prison and a maximum of 20 years behind bars. So that was one of the hold on. Okay, so let me take us out of here. Let's go to okay. Okay. This phone is super sensitive. This other device is so sensitive. Oh my god, it's like sensitive to the touch. All right. Okay. All right, now I'm back where I started. Okay. Now, okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm back. Now, they said R.Kelly, who participated in today's conference by video from the federal jail in Brooklyn, did not speak during the hearing because no one could figure out how to unmute him. Judge Lane Weber sets trial on Kelly's trial. Chicago's federal case for August the 1st is expected to last 3 or 4 weeks. Kelly is in the process of revamping his legal team. Greenberg says, I think he's talking about bringing in new lawyers. I read this already, but just reiterating. But Greenberg says he and partner Mike Leonard will continue to represent him on his case in Chicago. Now, okay, and this is what I was trying to get. Let's see. Continue to follow this thread. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much the update for now. So basically, Steve Greenberg is reiterating that R. Kelly will be revamping his legal system, his legal team, and bringing in new attorneys. I think that's a great idea because I'm just not for the foolery and the people who have literally played with R. Kelly's time while representing him. So, you know, these people saying that all these accusations that are being brought against him. Yes, I do agree with you in the chat that this is double jeopardy. Shout out to Frank Reed for that. Definitely double jeopardy. Hey Shay, hey Tip, and V White and Gemini, Kubi, and everybody else in the chat. So she's going to testify, but supposedly she was like putting money on his books. You know, we have to wait and see what happens because now we are in phase 2. So again, you guys need to be cognitively aware of what's happening and the tactics that they're going to be using to try to dismantle the support that R. Kelly has. They do not want us to support. They're trying to divide and conquer. They're trying to turn one against the other. So just be very mindful of what they're doing in the and to try to tear down the support that they know R. Kelly has. They know we're out here. They know we're supporting and we're reaching higher levels. So when higher levels come, different devils. Okay, so we have support from Choke No Joke. I'm reaching out to other people who has publicly spoken out about supporting R. Kelly and just seeing that they believe that R. Kelly didn't do the accusations that he's being accused of. So I am doing my diligence and reaching out to these people to bring awareness to them, and hopefully I can get some of them on the platform so that way they can come out publicly and speak as well. But I want to be able to utilize their platform because they have the higher numbers and they can get the information out there. I'm still waiting to see, has Tasha K scheduled a date on when she's going to discuss the Don Russell interview that she has had with him. That's going to be a very important interview. So we need to keep our eyes and ears open on a scheduled date for that, because that could really change the dynamics as well. Not so much with Don Russell, but the fact that she may be acknowledging some things that can be helpful for the platform that she's on to be able to get information out, regardless of how you may feel about her. I do not care at this point. I'm more about who is going to speak out in a positive way for R. Kelly, who's going to put their truth out there about R. Kelly. So, this is what I'm personally trying to do, and just reaching out again to people who may even be in denial. Some people that is willing and open to just listening to what has been out here and what information we know, so that we can get these other bloggers involved, because it's going to take for everybody at this point, because it's the world against R. Kelly and us. So they have all of their resources. We need to start tapping into our resources and start networking amongst each other. So that's what I would advise us to do. Speaking of the con, what's the latest with his sentencing? That's kind of under the radar. Well, he is scheduled to go to court January of 2022. Some says February. It has been confirmed that it is in January. Now, unless something has changed and I just didn't get the memo, my understanding it is January 2022 for him. So that's what I am positive about, what I do know, and that's what I can speak on. But yeah, so he's facing his demons, and it definitely is coming at him. So let me see if this is on or off. Okay, I'm gonna turn that on to make sure this is getting a full charge, which it is. And so let me see. It's the messages, not the messenger. Right. There you go, Felisa. Shout out to you for that comment. Let me put that up there. I support him 100%. I wish we could use mainstream news. I wish we could too, you guys. And that's what we're going to continue. That's our fight right now, is to get this information to mainstream media. Again, my advice to all of us is to let's reach out to mainstream media. Let's reach out to our local news stations, to the investigation unit, and see if they are open to listening to the information and the evidence that we have, that we can present to them, so that way they can change the narrative, because we see how the narrative got hijacked. We see the way that they took the narrative from us. So it's up to us to make sure that we get this information out, to the people. Can you put your email address in the chat? Yes, my email address is hollywoodnex@gmail.com. I'm not sure which of my moderators are in there. And so it's hollywoodnex, which is HOLLYWOODNEX@gmail.com. That's with the one X, okay, .com. Now, as far as oh, there go that sun right there. I was looking for that. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, sunshine on me. Let me see. Oh, okay. I don't want y'all all in my background. But anyway, so yes, that will be my email. If my moderators are in there, please put the email in there so I can highlight it. That's HOLLYDOODNEX@gmail.com. So that way, if anybody wants to email me any information, again, I am reaching out to everybody. I'm talking about any and everybody that I feel has a platform, that has great numbers, that we can present to them the same way we got information to Choke No Joke. Now, that was nothing more than the good God working in our favor for having people go on his platform, and then we were able to, voice our opinion, and he was so open to listening to it, to the point where we was able to get the information that we needed to him, so that way it changed his mind frame, and he was able to see things for what we see it is, as a total setup. R.Kelly is innocent. The man didn't do what these people are claiming he did to them, and he was railroaded, and we clearly can see he was railroaded. So victory is going to come, but it's going to be God's timing, not ours. We just have to stay in faith, stay in alignment, and know that God is God of all gods, and King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Okay, let's keep our brother Kels lifted up in prayers. Most definitely, prayer changes, and that is the most important thing we can do at this time, is continue to pray. There was a journalist who brought out about the transcripts only being released to certain comedians. I think he would be a great person to get in contact with. I'll look up the information and send it. Please send everything you have to my email, which is, again, hollywoodnex@gmail.com. So that way we can get this information out to everybody that is just not having the same information we have. They ran with the narrative of surviving R. Kelly. They ran with the narrative that the media spun one way. They did not tell everything that happened in that courtroom as I presented it to you guys from both sides of the fence. I brought to you guys both the prosecution as well as the defense, cross-examination, direct examination. I did my diligence, and unfortunately the media was very biased. As I told you guys what I witnessed in that courtroom, they were extremely biased. They were so biased to the point where I didn't even want to participate in the media room any longer. Um, okay, Michelle, I got you. I got you. I have been so busy. Lord have mercy. Please forgive me. I'm gonna make sure we get those candles to me, and anything else that you guys would like to send to me. I'm going to make sure that you check back on this video because I will be updating it, putting information in the description box as well as Gospel Glams Cosmetic online site, so that way you guys can click the link, and then I'll also put the 20% off promotion code for you guys that you go over there and make your purchases, and make sure you use Hollywood Next at the end checkout, so that way you guys can get the 20% off. Okay, so I will do that, and I will make sure you guys have a way to send me items, a PO box or something. Okay, we're gonna have to get this together because I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me and wanting to just be generous and sending me gifts and things, and I want to make sure that I have the proper information for you guys to be able to do so. Okay, and yes, thank you so much, Kubi J. So that is the email directly for you guys that want to email me. I do appreciate you and thank you so much in advance. And you're welcome, Charlotte. I see you, love. You're welcome. Here's my big mama. Make sure you guys, if you're able to donate to my channel, you guys know all this. The donations will be used and saved for any travel expenses that I have going to the trial in Chicago, as well as any court dates that I can attend to, and just researching and just putting out great information for you guys, truthful information, fact check information, and always nothing but the truth, so that way we can continue to I can continue to come on the platform and bring this information to each and every one of us. I was waiting on the phone and was not able to hear anything. Yes, I also was on that phone call as well and wasn't able to hear anything. But once I saw the tweets going out, I said, okay, so the hearing has happened. They already started, and we just wasn't able to tune in to what was going on. So again, I believe that was strategic because we've seen these people mute R.Kelly for the last 2 years. So they're continuously using these antics and these tactics that they're using to keep the public out of this information and out of this case as much as they possibly can. This case was weird. Yes, it is. And it has been weird from the very beginning. Mods, I'm at work listening and can't text for a minute, but we appreciate you, Monet. We love you over here, honey. Yes, we do. And again, here is my email address for anybody that would like to email me any information or something that you guys think is we could bring on the platform to continue to bring the awareness and reaching out to other bloggers as well as media outlets. Because at this point, I'm not even worrying about the little people anymore. I'm more focused on the bigger people and reaching out to people with the numbers that are greater than mine and others to get this information out, because they're the ones even reaching out to what am I thinking of? The Shade Room, places like that. I got some connections with some people that's going to be doing some things as well. So we're gonna get there. But that's our focus. It's not about anything other than just getting to the mainstream at this point. We've done everything we can, and unfortunately, this team has been dismantled. It's broken off into groups and people and cliques and things of that nature. So that's what we're doing. Oh, okay. 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 I just got a text message. Let me see. Let me see. I was there. Nobody showing up. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Can you tell me what happened today, please? Yes, we just went over that. So R. Kelly is basically revamping his legal team, and Steve Greenberg claims that him and Mike Leonard will be, for now, staying on the Chicago case. But I think some change is going to come as well to that. That's just my personal opinion. I don't have the facts on that, but I just feel that change is going to come. Okay, I have that. Please send me your PO box. Okay, okay, I'll get that to you. Believe you guys can a small group of YouTubers bringing the real facts forward, and actually sway the narrative back in favor of Kills and get him released. IMO, yes. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jita. Thank you, Mocha Chocolata. How the victims made a documentary. We need to investigate that. Yeah, I just think that they really screwed him by putting out a documentary prior to his trial date. To me, that was tainting the public. That was tainting the juror. So that way, they was wanting to make sure they secured a conviction. They did a lot of stuff that was just to me illegal. But again, I'm not going to speak too much on the legal side. I'm gonna leave that for the legal attorneys to do that and figure out how they managed to do that. And with all the information and the facts that are out here to show that these people were extorting R. Kelly, this was a big old conspiracy. I can't express conspiracy enough. So that's what we're going to have to be speaking on, is conspiracy. So our narrative is this was a conspiracy, and we have the evidence and the facts to show this was a conspiracy. This was conjured up by Timothy Savage and his wife Jonjolyn Savage, as well as Angelo Clary, his wife Alice Clary, as well as Asante McGee, and everyone else who participated in this conspiracy. They need to go to jail, but what we need to focus on is getting the information out on the conspiracy and how this was a conspiracy, because one thing the feds are looking for is conspiracy. Now we have the proof and the evidence to show this was a conspiracy. So maybe I'm going to reach out to some legal and find out if we can reach out to the feds ourselves and show them this was a conspiracy and bring our facts and our evidence. And I will bring that to you guys at a later time if that is proven that we can reach out to them and have them investigate a conspiracy. Because if a conspiracy was put in place to take down R. Kelly, then we should have the information that we need to be able to present to them. So they went to the feds to lie to the feds. We're going to go to the feds with the truth. We do not have to lie to get anybody convicted. We're going to show receipts that Alice Clary, Angelo Clary, Jonjolyn Savage, Tim Savage, Asante McGee, and the rest of them had conspired against Robert Sylvester Kelly to take this innocent man down based on their own greed and the fact that he wasn't doing what they wanted him to do on their behalf. They wanted business deals. They wanted to work with him. They wanted $1 million deals. As we heard Timothy Savage say, we've heard him say that Tamara Simmons was lying, and because they did not want to go back and edit any of the evidence that was put out there. So we have enough to show this was a conspiracy. This was a shakedown. This was a takedown of our own Robert Sylvester Kelly. So we are going to have to do what we have to do to present this information so that way we can get it to the right people. Because again, he was definitely he was most definitely taking a full advantage of. Okay, so again, we have work to do, you guys, and I mean serious work. Let me see. The victims made. Okay, let me go back to your comments. Let's see. Also his past. Yes, they use his past against him. If you guys were watching Choke No Joke last night, breakdown that Asante McGee interview that she did on the radio station, it shows a lot of information on how, and then also the fact that that Azriel was 18 when Asante McGee even came into play. It just goes to show you that this was a conspiracy. So I'm going to continue to use the word conspiracy. You guys going to hear me using the word conspiracy a lot, because that's what happened, and that's what we're going to have to put out there, because that is what's going to ultimately get Robert Sylvester Kelly conviction overturned, and these criminals, these longtime criminals, convicted of conspiracy. And I don't know if they want to go to the feds for conspiracy, because they're going to be looking at for sure 10 to 20 and even life in prison for wasting the resources that they wasted on R. Kelly alone. Okay, so so that's very, very important that we continue to put the word conspiracy out there, because that's what it was. It was a conspiracy. Yes, he is definitely on it, and salute to him for being able to see this case for what it is and for what it's worth. Now I'm going to read more of your comments, so give me a second. Hey, Hollywood Next, you are doing a mighty fine job, sister. So proud of you. Thank you so much, Alexander. Can't be racketeering when he's the only one charged. Absolutely. Nora Rico, yeah, Rico racketeering, same thing. McGee kept changing her story a lot. Yes, she did. And there's more evidence out there, because even she's claiming to have had a relationship with R.Kelly for 2.5 years prior to even allegedly being moved into the home. So we have a lot of information to show. Definitely conspiracy and extortion. We're going to put these pieces of the puzzle together, one piece at a time, you guys, and we're going to make sure that that they be exposed for what they've done to Robert Sylvester Kelly. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I got that. Okay. Now I'm just trying to see how. So if anybody wants to come on and speak your piece, if you guys want to say anything, I'm going to post a comment in the comment section, sharing the link. So I'll give you guys the opportunity for anybody that want to come join my live streaming. You guys most definitely can join the live streaming. The link is there on the in the chat area. All you got to do is tap the link and come on in and express yourself. I would like to hear from you guys on what you guys think so far, on what has happened, what we know up to date, and let's talk about it. Because again, R. Kelly was railroaded. He was conspired against by a bunch of long-time criminals to take him down. So, hey, if you guys want to come on in and speak your piece, if you have any pieces you want to bring to the puzzle, please bring your pieces to the puzzle in the as a guest on the panel today, because again, we got to get this information out. We have to reach mainstream media, and I will not stop until we get there. So that's my focus, that's my goal, that's my intentions, and that's what I intend to do moving forward, is getting this information to mainstream media. Okay, so let me see. I don't like how Greenberg talks. No, I don't. I agree with you, Mildred. I think Steve Greenberg talks so down on his client, as if his client is guilty. And since he's so guilty, he should just go ahead and just take a deal. Like, if you believe in your client and you know your client is innocent, why would you even make some type of offer like that when you see he's fighting for his life, and he has been fighting for his life? And the fact that you fell off of the train at the fourth quarter when he needed you most. R. Kelly was in need of his legal team, and they fell apart. Greenberg came off. Then you got people talking about, no, Cannick shouldn't have took his case. Well, then if Cannick didn't take his case, who the hell was going to represent R. Kelly in the fourth quarter? You think Nicole and Tom could have Farinella could have handled this case, just those two in the courtroom by themselves? I think not, especially if you're coming out and the first thing you say in your opening argument is, this is why you're going to find your client guilty. So no, I disagree with anybody that says they shouldn't have took the case. No, that's bogus, and that's somebody that's not for R. Kelly, and that's somebody that is trying to keep this negative narrative going and confuse a lot of people and throw R. Kelly under the bus, so that way he doesn't get a fair upcoming trial. Okay, I think you guys are missing the point. The feds know it is a conspiracy, allegedly. That's why they allowed their witness to lie on. Well, that is true, but at the same time, I agree to disagree, because they don't have the full scope of what's going on. So until we can get this information to them, and I'm going to find out if that's something that we can do, because again, I don't want to step on the toes of the legal system. I don't want to step on the toes of R. Kelly's defense team and what they are doing, but I most definitely would like to find out if that's something that we can do. So I will be reaching out to legal to get that confirmation, and make sure you guys check my community area, because if that rings truth, and we are able to reach out to the feds and present information to them to show a conspiracy and who the people was that was doing the conspiracy, then we can get those that they say, where were the parents, or blame the parents, lock the hell up. Okay. Does Cannick still work for Kells? Yes, he does. Yes. Yes. Let me highlight that, because yes, he does. Okay. Let's see. What type of deal does he want him to make? He wants him to make a deal, basically admitting to guilt, just to go ahead and run the guilty charge in New York concurrent to whatever he will potentially receive here in Chicago. So again, that's not a good look to me, to have even offer to have your client try to admit to anything or take a deal, because if he takes a deal, that means he's basically saying he's guilty of here in Chicago, and then he's also claiming to be guilty in New York City. So if he's guilty in New York City, then well, he was been convicted in New York City, but that would just take the whole entire appeal off the table, because now you're running these charges concurrent. So you basically admitting to guilt if you're not guilty, and then he would just run all these charges concurrent. To me, that's what the whole game plan is. That's what they wish and want to happen. But we're not going to accept that from no legal. We're not going to accept the fact that they are taking full advantage of R.Kelly's disability. Again, I feel that the Disability Act should have been put in place. I feel that the Disability Act should have been in place from the start. So therefore, R.Kelly can have the proper understanding that he needs in facing these criminal charges and these accusations and things of that nature. So if had he had an evaluation that I truly believe should have been done from the beginning of his arrest, especially with them saying that he has these severe learning disabilities, and then I listened to just as ignorant as she is, as I was breaking down some of the lies that his ex-wife Andrea told to the other people, Rick and Sasha show 2 years ago, that R. Kelly is lost, and that if you was to run into him and ask him how to get from one street to the next street, he couldn't give that information to you. Now, if that is to be true, then that is a big problem, because he should have had the education that he deserved, especially being that he was at the highest level of his career, and people was just taking advantage of his disability, and they kept him in that state of mind because it benefited everybody who benefited off of his disability. So these are people who took advantage of disabled people, and that's a major problem, especially for the Disability Act, because if you have severe disabilities and you're unable to understand, that's why they put in translators in place. Is no different if you can't speak English and you speak another foreign language. They get a translator there to come and translate for you. So if he is as severe as they say he is, then he should have had a translator available to him to translate in a way that he can understand what is happening for him. So it may even be that he was not even competent, from the way they make it sound about his disability, to even stand trial. So again, it's so much that we can research, it's so much that we can do. But I just want to continue to uplift Robert Kelly. I want to continue to support him. I want to continue to fight in this fight for him, and continue to do what we are here doing. I've always felt the disability should have been part of the defense. Absolutely. Like, that is the biggest key to his defense, is the fact that they are saying that he is disabled to this capacity. And if that rings true, then yes, he should have been evaluated from the very beginning of his arrest. ACLU may be the best legal help for Kels. Okay, so grand jurist, what I would ask is if you can get me that information and pass it along to me, and then I can research that information. I reach out to them personally myself, and then I can also pass that information along to his legal team, which I am in communications with Kenny. That's the only attorney that I am in communications with. I do. So that little bit I will share with you guys for those that don't know, but it's very obvious that who I am in communication with. That's a fact. Next, my baby boy doesn't have the same mental capacity to speak in his own behalf. Right. And so that's why I feel that the translations would have been very helpful to R. Kelly understanding and moving forward. Even if he needed a shadow, someone right there to explain this to him. I don't think he needed legal to sit there and try to break it down. He should have had his legal plus a translator. So that way, whatever the legal is saying, the the translator can transcribe it to their client on the behalf of the legal, so he could have had a better understanding of what was going on, and then could have been able to fight the defense. He could have had his defense fight a better fight. But I'm not faulting Kanik or Calvin Scholar at all, because they came in the fourth quarter. But I'm going to definitely be looking into the legal team who was representing him from the start. So let's see. Right, because these people are really dirty against R.Kelly. Absolutely. Especially if he go to court this morning and then they don't even have their audio equipped to hear what he had to say. So again, that's a slap in R.Kelly's face. These people are strategically muting him, not having working devices for him to be able to speak on his own defense on what it is that he wanted. It's no telling what he was trying to say, but because his audio wasn't working, we are not able to even get the information as to what he was really trying to say, and allowing his attorneys that was representing him, Steve Greenberg, and and the other guy to speak on his behalf. I think that is not okay, because again, he wanted to say something and they purposely muted R.Kelly today. He needs to be careful when signing papers. Work with Greenberg. Make sure County review everything. Absolutely. I'm sure at this point, he should not be signing anything without having, again, that information. And I just received that. So thank you so much. I'm getting your emails as you guys are sending them to me. I will make sure to respond to you guys shortly. Thank you for your patience. When I heard her say that she followed the narrative they are pushing, think about it. Absolutely. Good morning, everybody, as well as you, Valerie. He shouldn't have been charged, not at all. Thank you for the welcome in. All the accomplishments Nicole have and claim she's so good. Why she didn't fight harder? Absolutely, she did nothing. When I say nothing, she did nothing. She cross-examined one witness, which was the specialist that came in there to discuss the herpes case, and she's supposed to be this big-time attorney who specializes in sex trafficking. And here you have your client who is facing sex trafficking charges, and you mean to tell me this is your best? Her best wasn't even good enough to help a 2-year-old get out of the sandbox who might be foot stuck in the dirt or something. So I'm sorry, this is this horrible, and all the accusations and everything that has been coming out. Like again, I said in the article and everything. That article rang a lot of truth, because I was a witness in that courtroom and I saw the temperament of the attorneys. I saw the distance of the attorneys. I saw the lack of. I saw how they walked out at separate times, and they would let so and so go out first, and then next Kanik and Scholar will come out together. So there was definitely no what am I looking for? They was definitely not working together. Okay. They was definitely separated, and it was so unfortunate. Yes, the NAACP, actually, they lost my respect years ago, because the stipulations to even get them to help you is ridiculous. It's almost like going through another government for services. Okay. And nobody wants to deal with the government for none of their free services. They can keep them for themselves. That's for people that may really, really need it. Okay. So, while we have over 230 people in the chat, make sure you guys hit that like button. I just want to take a moment to say, if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for coming over here to Hollywood Next presents Pieces of the Puzzle. Over here, we put pieces of the puzzle together, one piece at a time, in different celebrities' lives. Right now, we're focusing on the puzzle of Robert Sylvester Kelly, as well as the vindication and trying to get his guilty conviction overturned. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please take the moment to subscribe to this channel. And again, hit the like button. If you like what you're seeing and you want to share this video with others, share the video as well. And thank you in advance. In court, they said his Drea was the one who applied the rules. Yes, and that's what the video that I had dropped yesterday was all about, was showing you guys what I read from in the court transcripts, but I read what I wrote. I did not read the court transcripts, although it's in the transcripts, but I read from what I personally took hand notes in the courtroom, and I compared it to her statement that she gave on the Rick and Sasha show. And yes, I have reached out to Rick and Sasha nature, and I'm hoping that they return my call so that I can get the more information to them, so that way they can see how manipulative this whole entire case was, how this case didn't make any sense, and how these people again conspired to take down Robert Sylvester Kelly. So trust me when I tell you, I am working hard and diligently behind the scenes, and any and all donations are accepted on the platform. I will not shorten myself on the support that I am going to need to really tackle this fight. So whatever you're able to donate, big or small, Cash App is $ Hollywood Next, as well as my Zelle, which is my email, hollywoodnex@gmail.com. I'm working on a PayPal. Your girl ain't had the time to get it yet, but I'm definitely, hopefully, will have something going by the end of today, as well as Zelle, not Zelle, but Venmo. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm utilizing all of the services that are out there. And I know someone asked about the Chime. I'm not participating in Chime, but I'm not going to deny looking into Chime. He is worth a lot of money. A lot is owed to him. I pray that what was meant for evil will turn for good. Amen, Gwendolyn. Amen. And yes, God always turns it around because that's what God does. Okay. And thank you for the welcome as well. Okay. I'll send it to you via email. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, because these are the things that I can be doing. My idle time is making sure that we have all this prudent information and reaching out to everybody that we could possibly reach out to, so that way we can get in contact with these people. And I've reached out to some celebrities as well, and I've heard some of the good that they say about R.Kelly. I've seen them defend him. So yes, I will definitely continue to reach out to them and try my hardest to get on their platforms and bring the awareness, as well as hope that they can invest a little bit of time, just like Choke did, and also investigate this case and see it for what it is, and see the Clary's family and the Savage family had conspired along with Asante McGee to take down R. Kelly. I want them locked up, and I want them locked up right now, and I want Kel's home right now. There was no sexual relationship with Azriel and Kelly. I truly do believe that as well. Is yes, it's the attorneys from the jump. Yes, it's definitely that's really, it is messed up. And here's my email again for anybody that would like to get information out to me. That's my email up on the screen. Very suspicious not having his mic on. That is very suspicious. And the fact that they had this secret trial that they said they didn't want let people in because of COVID, but yet you let the whole media come in the room and pack up the entire room, which it was over the court capacity, but yet you allowed all the media in the room, as well as 8 spectators, but yet you're concerned about the COVID. So again, they did not want to publicize this trial, and the reason they didn't want to publicize the trial was because they knew what they was doing was illegal. And if they would have presented this trial to the world, we all could have saw that R. Kelly is innocent. Okay, so just for the handful of people who was in that courtroom, minus the media, because again, the media did not tell the truth at all. You know, they definitely didn't want to tell the truth. They wanted to put out this negativity, and they was piggybacking off of surviving R. Kelly. And even in the closing arguments from the prosecutor, it stated exactly what was stated in Surviving R. Kelly. I promise you, I was like, oh my God, this is a real Surviving R. Kelly's production. These people utilize everything that was said and done in the R. Kelly's takedown to go and use it in this entire trial. Like, they piggyback off the entire Surviving R. Kelly. They did not get no information or no true facts. It was all from a fiction docuseries that was put out here to the public to believe what they wanted us to believe. But of course, we have a handful of people who can see through the deception of the government as well as mainstream media, and we have our own mind. We looking at this case and we're like, it doesn't make sense. And me being that I'm from the West Coast, E40 says it best: if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Okay. God bless you, Hollywood. You are amazing. Thank you so much for everything you are doing for the King of R&B. Nothing but love for you. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you, Paula, always. And Mrs. Duncan says, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you in advance. We appreciate you. Do you think it was because of the money, the reason why he didn't have a full legal team, such as an interpreter for the I'm not going to agree on that, but thank you for your comment, because I feel that he has what he needs. It's just that he had the wrong legal team working with him. Now that he has people that really believe in him and is fighting for him, then I'm sure on this particular go round, we're going to see a whole bunch of change. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Remember to like, yep, thank you. How ironic that the speaker wasn't working. Thank you. That's not by accident. Okay. Everybody else's microphone is working except for his. And what they should have did in defense for R. Kelly, if you was a real lawyer that's fighting for your client, what they should have did was said, you know what, we're going to postpone this hearing until that microphone is working for my client, because something R. Kelly is trying to say, and they are silencing him, and they're trying to not allow him to speak. So the fact that they did it the way that they did it, it just goes to show proof that these government system is crooked, and that a lot of illegal tactics are being made to keep R. Kelly from speaking his truth. Okay. Many people may have wanted R. Kelly to speak in his trial, but I think it was in the best interest that he didn't speak in his trial, because you don't want to open up the doors for the prosecutors to try to hurt what his legal team had done for him. And when I say legal team, I'm only speaking on Canic as well as Scholar, because those are the two that I saw fighting for R. Kelly's life. I did not see Nicole fighting for R. Kelly's life, and I did not see Tom Farinella fighting for R. Kelly's life. So again, this is not to attack them or slander them in any type of way, but this is definitely just to bring out factual information of what I saw in that courtroom. And okay, because I can only speak for what I saw. Non-lawyer channel has a lot of insight on his channel. Please check it out. Okay. What happened with Nicole? Nothing happened with Nicole. Nicole did nothing. That's pretty much what happened with her. Nothing, because she did nothing. That's pretty much how I'll speak on that. And I will be at a later time coming back with a full live to present to you guys, so that way I can break down the entire situation. As I told you guys, I had some more for y'all. I just hadn't had the time to come on and bring it to y'all, but I most definitely will be bringing that awareness to you guys at a later time. They muted him on the call. Wow, just that. Yes, they did. They muted him on the call. They most definitely did. This case is an attack on our culture and our Black men. Yes, I agree with you, Leslie. Nicole needs to sit down. She really needs to go hide somewhere and just don't even be nobody's legal representative at this time. I would never vouch for that lady. I would never, ever vouch for her, because again, she did nothing. She couldn't even put her differences to the side. She put that stank attitude up there. She walked out like she was just cocky and arrogant, and she was very manipulative. And I personally believe she has something to do with the takedown as well. And the reason I say that, and this is my personal opinion, I am entitled to my opinion under the First Amendment rights. And so I'm going to say the reason I feel that way is because she was once upon a time in associations with both Jocelyn as well as Azriel. And then when Azriel and Jocelyn got their legal attorney, Menendez, to represent them to go get money that they felt that they was owed from working for R. Kelly, okay, not sexually a relationship, but working for R. Kelly. They appeared in the New York hearing that R. Kelly was scheduled a couple of years ago, and they showed up with their legal attorney. They was already in communications with Nicole. That was a conflict of interest. On top of the conflict of interest, Nicole ended up being having to go through a Carricio hearing because of what she did after finding out that them two women had a legal representative. She kept in communications with them, as well as Don Russell. We can't leave the fact that Nicole Blank Becker was in communications with Don Russell, okay? And he stated it. I have audio of it being said that he was in communications with Nicole Blank Becker. So again, you got people that's trying to throw this case. You got people that's really here fighting this case. And again, the only ones I saw fighting the case was Devereaux Canick as well as Calvin Scholar. I did not see Nicole lift up a finger. She didn't even pick up a weight, okay? Nothing. All she did was threw her body out there and threw her nasty look on her face like she was just so mad at the world. And then when I was taking my picture with her, she was like, hold on, I'm smiling. She like, hold on, let me get my BRF face. And I'm saying to myself, well, damn, bitch, You know what I'm saying? If you, the BRF, I could have put my bitch rested face on with you, not have me smiling and you fucking mugging. Bitch, you weak as fuck for that. I should take that goddamn picture down, but it is up there, and I'm gonna leave it up there because it is what it is. But it's like, you's a raggedy ass motherfucker. You did shit for your fucking client, and I'm not gonna sit here and spare your ass because you did nothing for his ass. Okay, so we're gonna put some facts out there. Let's put the facts out there. The hell with Nicole. She did nothing. She was a damn former prosecutor who lifted no weights in this fight for R.Kelly. And it's allegedly she called herself trying to come on to R.Kelly and be manipulative R.Kelly, because you hear people throwing out the rumors about she was using her time that she's supposed to be preparing for trial to go and talk about business with R.Kelly. Now, you here for the wrong reasons. Why are you talking about business when this man, business is the last thing right now? And the first thing is to get this man about this situation that he's facing, that he is in. So the fact that she did not fight hard or do no fighting at all she did was got dressed up and came in there and hovering over R.Kelly. She damn near might as well just took his face mask down and started kissing the man in his fucking mouth. And I'm being serious. This is what I saw. She was nothing but a she devil. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. What is he guilty of? Having a big heart. Everyone used him and turned against him and told lies on him. Free R. Kelly. Exactly. What do you think about, no, is R. Kelly matter? Do you think he can be helpful? I think you don't talk about other bloggers in your channel, but I still want to views. Well, Stanislaw, I think that he has a great following. I think he's connected to the industry, and I believe he has a lot of connections, and that he can reach out to people that we can only dream of reaching out to. And he can, if he, long as he sees the truth for what it is, and he's continuously bringing out the facts, then absolutely he can change the views, and he can also get this information out to the right people so that they can start putting the narrative out there of the truth and get rid of thank you, Stephanie. That's what I was the word I was looking for. But yes, they can definitely, he can get the information to the right people. And yes, that's what I was looking for. There was no teamwork coming from Nicole or Tom Farinella. Like I said, Deborah O'Canic ended up cross-examining every witness, because how do you cross-examine witnesses when your team is falling apart and they're not working together? Okay, teamwork always make the dream work. And then, unfortunately, everything Canic did and continue to do fell short because everyone didn't carry their weight, and it's so unfortunate. Nicole and Greenberg are on their way out. Remember, I said that I sure will, and we're gonna highlight that right there. So when it comes to pass, we know Felisa put it out there, and it's sad to say, but unfortunately, I've always felt that Nicole shouldn't have been on the case, especially when she was having that Carricio hearing, and then they were saying that how damaging this could have potentially been to R. Kelly and his supporters, or his support system in the legal battle that he's facing, that this could have hindered his case. And she, knowing this, allowed herself to even still stay on this case. I think that shouldn't have never have happened. That's just my personal opinion. Hollywood, what about that video of that man said he worked with him? Exactly. That's where the conspiracy starts. That's where we have to start digging into bringing out the conspiracy. And then also the fact that the pastor Jamal Bryant, suddenly this video disappeared off of social media, where you can't even find what I played for you guys the other day. Even if you look for it, there's one or two platforms that I am aware that has it, myself and another platform who I'm not going to speak on, but she also has it as well. And so so the information is gotten, and that's a blessing that we were able to have that, because if we didn't, they had already gotten rid of it, because he realized of probably going back and listening to himself incriminate himself again in this conspiracy. Again, I'm going to say conspiracy a lot, because that's what happened, and we need to make sure that the narrative gets spun out the right way, so that the feds are aware that this was a conspiracy, a shakedown and a takedown of Robert Sylvester Kelly. Okay. They look normal, speak normal, are handsome, and live pretty much normal lives, but either can't read or write or other disability. People prey on them. We have to protect the disabled. Absolutely. And that's why I kept saying years ago, even in the beginning, we need to get the Disability Act on board to help R. Kelly, because he is being taken full advantage of. And then the government even sees that he has these disabilities that are put out there. And yet they did the exact same thing, took full advantage of him and convicted him from things that he shouldn't have been convicted of. They used the old charge against him to even convict him. Again, who is sex trafficking? Who's committing a Mann Act? So we know that these charges were put in place to cheat the system to get a win, and this was a cheatable win. This is how they were able to do it, is because of the way they charged this case. And many people didn't think that this was possible. Many people did not think that this was going to happen, and I certainly didn't see this coming from sitting in that courtroom each and every day. I didn't see it. So and they say, when will the transcripts be released? Now the transcripts is scheduled to be released at the end of this month, on the 30th or the 31st. They was never supposed to have been released sooner, but some people was able to gain them, but they was never ever to be released until after October the 30th or October the 31st. So that's when you guys will start hearing me read those transcripts. I would not read those transcripts prior to the actual release date, due to the fact that they should never have been released prior to when they were going to come out. Okay, so everything that you guys heard from my platform and what I have presented to you guys is handwritten notes coming from myself, and spending time in that courtroom and crossing T's and dotting I's and bringing everything I can. May have missed a question or two, but I brought it all to you. Hollywood Next, I think the information you sent to Greenberg and the others on his team, you resend. I have definitely been doing that and making sure he's gotten everything. So I don't know if y'all got his email, but I have his email. And until I'm able to pass it out, I'm going to keep the email private for myself and just continue to do what I'm doing with his legal team and presenting the information that I feel is helpful. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not sending him a boatload of information. I'm not overloading his email with all this extra stuff and, look at this and look at that. No, I'm being strategic and I'm being smart. So if anybody has some information that you feel is very valuable to the freedom and the vindication of R. Kelly, and you want his attorneys to have it, email me and I will forward the information directly to Cannick himself, so that way he can have all this information that is out there that can be useful in defending him, even through the appeal or prior to the appeal, while trying to get the judges to overturn this conviction. I never trusted Greenberg, never ever trusted Greenberg. I thought Leonard was okay, but if you're working with Greenberg and Greenberg is not for the client, then they on the same team. I can't trust neither one of them. Hey Richard, I see you. Y'all lit in the chat. The chat is lit. Shout out to the chat, man. Because without you guys, I couldn't do this without y'all. And I'm going to be very, very honest. I am so, so appreciative of everybody that's in this chat. You guys is lit. Oh, wow. Thank you, Ethel. And V White, thank you. The news and media are manipulating the situation. Yes, they are. And I saw how they was manipulating the situation. They was putting out everything that went against R. Kelly. They didn't put out any information that was for him. Everything that they presented was all against him. And I'm saying to the media lady, I said, why are you guys not putting out what his attorney is saying and doing? She told me specifically because it was the prosecutor's case, and so they were putting out what the prosecutor was presenting. But once the defense got the case, then we were supposed to saw the changes of what the defense was doing. But I didn't think that made any sense to me personally, because I felt like y'all still spinning it one way when you can clearly see his attorney is in there poking holes in all of these people's stories and have proven them to be liars. He have proven that they had perjured themselves on the stand. And so the fact that nobody sat there and put the truth out but myself and a couple others, that is just sad. It was just sad. They really manipulated that entire situation, and I saw how they did it, and I saw how they were in the press room, and I saw how they only wanted the negative stuff that was said. They thought they had a revelation when they said when the girl, aka Angela, aka Javante Cunningham, came in there and was like she was having sex with R. Kelly. No one never heard that prior to today, but now she wants to get on the stand and say she was having sex with him at the age of 15, 16, 17, or whatever lies she was telling. She was lying, because the relationship between R. Kelly and Aaliyah didn't even last that long. So that to me was bogus. And again, it should have been highlighted and looked closer into to discredit her butt for getting up there, but she didn't do no different from Haley Calhoun, who got up there and said negative stuff about R. Kelly that she never said on the radio station that she was on. And that was another issue that I was having, because she went on the radio station and she had nothing but good stuff to say about R. Kelly, but when she come to court, now all of a sudden she got negative stuff to say. And when was cross-examined, came and asked her why now, she said because she's under oath. So he asked her, you mean to tell me you got to be under oath to tell the truth? So you couldn't just tell the truth on the radio show, but it took for you to come to court to tell the truth? Nah, you a liar. And I'm sorry to say, and I'm not sorry, because she's a liar. Greenberg didn't even try to get him, that man, out on bond. No, he didn't. He had the case for 2.5 years, and every time he filed a bond hearing, he always got denied. And then he always would add in there, he's trying to get to his girlfriend. You didn't think that that was a monkey wrench? You didn't think that that was irrelevant information? He's not worrying about no women. He's trying to get out of jail on bond. So again, those were the things that Steve Greenberg was doing that was so questioning. And then the fact that he knew R. Kelly should appear in court, but because allegedly R. Kelly had an infected toe, is what they said. He could have put a boot on that man's foot, and they have the medical boots that he could have put on his foot and made sure nobody didn't accidentally step on his foot. Get him to court. He should have been in court, but he played with R. Kelly's time. He wind down his time. He did everything he could to waste time. Not only he did it, but the legal team did it prior to Candy getting on board. They all wasted R. Kelly's time. And then at the end, they jumped off the ship and said, hey, the hell with y'all. Save yourselves. Now they was never in the courtroom. Okay, so let's just clarify that up right now. They were never in the courtroom. They are shooting another surviving R. Kelly, and this one is called something about the aftermath or something of after he was found or convicted. That's what they called it. Okay, so it was something about after R. Kelly was convicted. So there is a documentary that is coming out. That is a fact. They was never in the courtroom. If they was in the courtroom, they may have been in the courtroom as either a spectator or a media person, and they was getting the information. The same. There was never no cameras in the courtroom whatsoever. So I want to make sure I clarify that up, because I do know that that was brought up, that 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 surviving R. Kelly mess was coming out, and that people were stating that they were in the courtroom. They were never in the courtroom. Absolutely. Allegedly. I don't think he was making no empty promises to people. I think people was assuming, because they knew his disability and they took full advantage of him, and they made promises to themselves and convinced themselves that he said he was going to do this, that, and the other. And everything you looking at, again, to me, looks like a repeat, a rerun. And the reason I say that is because, and I've always said this, even in my original channel, which is Hollywood Next, for some of you guys that don't know about my first channel, or my second channel, which is Hollywood Next, Team Next. I said this on my first platform, that this looks like they are trying to redo the first trial all over again. And they're using Aaliyah, but Aaliyah was supposed to be Azriel. Azriel was allegedly supposed to have gotten a singing career, and then the family was going to run off with the rights and the publishing and things of that nature. That's what they was hoping for, okay? But R. Kelly knew he wasn't guilty, so he was willing to take the chance to fight these people and these criminals off. But unfortunately, because they had tainted the entire USA, the whole world got a chance to watch a lying documentary that should have never been aired prior to him going to trial. If they were going to put a documentary out, it should have been put out after he was already facing trial. But they knew what they were doing. It was all strategic. It was all planned. That's why you hear them still muting him today, even while he's been convicted and coming to court through a conference call. They let his microphone not work. So they should have, again, they should have did a sound check. They should have did a mic check, and they should have made sure that his equipment was working. So whatever R. Kelly wanted to say, we the people could have heard. But see, they're trying to continuously to silence him. That's why I say it's important to continue to send letters out to R. Kelly. Make sure that we are allowing him to know that we're here, we're supporting him, and we ain't going nowhere until it's backwards. Kells is free. Shout out to the West Coast, man, because we sure need you. Because the West Coast, we so advanced. These people at times are so behind. All we can do is shout out to the West Coast, because what our God's given ability to be advanced and seeing the things that we've seen 20 years ago, replay 20 years later, it ain't nothing but a rerun to us in the West Coast. Maybe new to them, but old to us. I agree. I wouldn't disagree with anything that anybody got to say about him at this point, because he has proven to not be for his client. They all want the money. I agree, Mocha Chocolata. I'm sorry, Mara. If you have to have the right cash app, and it has to be a certain way. What I'll do is I'll type it in there myself. That way others can have the correct way of putting it in there. And I'll still get that lunch. Better late than never. So that is the correct way of having it. If you guys are trying to send me anything, it's in the chat right now. So make sure, if you guys want to, do something nice for me, I do appreciate it. All is well always, and thank you in advance. Um, he definitely was railroaded. Civil rights was violated. All of that, absolutely. And again, I'm so sorry, Mara, that you wasn't able to get me lunch. But I did get lunch. Shout out to Trevin and Samaya. They went and got me lunch, so I was able to eat. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Valerie. Definitely no facts. Absolutely. You should. She stayed in there on purpose to throw the case. And that's why she came in there and said what she said. And that's why you didn't hear her say another word after she said what she said in her opening arguments about you're going to find my client guilty, or this is why you should find my client guilty. Okay. So definitely, she was benched after that, and rightfully so. I would not have wanted her to say another word in my defense, knowing that she came out saying some crap like that. That's something that you don't have time for errors. You don't have time for mistakes. Anybody covering up for her and making mistakes for her, justifying it, I'm questioning you. Exactly. That's what most of her coworkers stated about her. Former coworkers said she was clout chasing. She was just trying to make a name for herself, and instead, she just made herself look real stupid and dumb. I would never speak to her if I saw her walking down the street, and even if she came back on his case, I wouldn't show her no love. Me personally, I will always side eye her. I don't know. That's a research that we can look into and find out if she does. If she does, then hey, everything is going to come out. These pieces of the puzzle are always going to come together one piece at a time. She didn't do her job. She didn't do her job. She did not fight for R.Kelly. She came out and said, this is why you're going to find my client guilty. She only cross-examined one witness that I saw when I was there, which was the herpes doctor. And she sounded so incompetent. She sounded stupid. She sounded like she didn't know what she was saying or doing. Can't wait for the transcripts to come out so I can read just that one alone and show you what she did and everything. And that will make a whole bunch of pictures more clearer. I agree. I never trusted him, ever. And I mean never. No evidence. Hearsay got this man convicted. And that's why I say we all should be very, very, very concerned, because if they could convict him off of he say, she say, no evidence, no facts, no police report, no nothing, just because they said it makes it true. This is the world we living in now. So now we convicting people off of he say, she say. Then we need to all be concerned, because I mean they coming. Absolutely, Barbara. Absolutely. God is a timely God. They did ask that question and they never tested his blood. Exactly. Yes, it is. Yep. And the judge had to correct her on that many times. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, Mocha. Definitely wasn't mistakes. It was on point for her to do what she did. She stayed on the trial for that, because that's something that they probably wanted to put in there. They knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they was doing. This is they set R. Kelly up. His lawyers had a big role in it. I'm sorry to say, but I'm not sorry, because they did. I got to get ready to eat, y'all. I'm hungry. Ooh, got leftovers. I'm about to eat, but I just wanted to get on here and just give you guys a quick update about R. Kelly and what's going on. Spend a little bit of time with y'all. I hate to leave. Um, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they alter the transcripts. Yep, but even if they alter the transcripts, I have what I wrote down, so I'll be able to compare and contrast what they try to do. Something good has to come. Yes. Yep. She does not have a future. She's on drugs. They say she's snorting cocaine. We know Joycelyn said she was snorting cocaine, so we know that. Um, she's on powder. She probably came in there and testified high as hell as a kite. You know what I'm saying? Tweaking and shit. Man, she's a cokehead. There's no evidence. The only thing they have is that first sex tape that was put out there, and we seen Lisa Van Allen and Damon Pryor on it, that they're trying to pass off as R. Kelly, and allegedly Rashona Landfair, to answer that question. And the so-called trainer, I'm guessing that they're trying to say was Juice. Okay. Me, I gotta look more into about flooding the courts with it. I would just say get out positive letters, encouraging letters, uplifting letters about the support that you all and we all have for R. Kelly. That's what I would suggest. I don't know about the petitions because it's not like the courts are gonna sign no petition. So I would just stay focused on getting the positive letters to his to the attorney. I mean to the judge. Absolutely. It was they had more than enough to find that man not guilty. It was too many reasonable doubts in there. He should have never been convicted off of he say she say. Yeah, I never was for Greenberg from the gate. I exposed him in 2019, and then when I said that he was the attorney representing BH, he immediately responded to that. And I said, oh, you could respond for negativity, but you can't respond in something positive for your client. I never liked Steve Greenberg. I didn't like none of them, to be honest with you. I didn't feel like they was fighting hard enough. I had my reservations for Nicole because I saw what she did on the Showman show. I believe that's his name. And I saw what she did over there. And I was like, oh, okay, she sound like she see what we see. But eventually they got to her the same way they got to everybody. And that's where I come into play because I have receipts and audio of Angelo himself offering me $10,000 to not fight for R. Kelly, as well as his minion, Larry McGee. So again, I have a lot of stuff to show the conspiracy was definitely in place. And so when people want to say, well, Hollywood Next records, it's no secret I record people. The reason I did it is because I came into this fight. I don't know these people. All right, sound check. You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm waiting on the sound check. You can hear me now? Okay. As I was saying, the reason I was recording people is because I needed to I was curious as to, first of all, why are you calling me? Who are you? And what do you want with me? I'm not connected to R.Kelly. I do not know R.Kelly. And I never could understand why these people wanted to reach out to me. They didn't like my commentary because I was exposing the plot and the scheme for what it was. And they tried to silence me back in 2019. And then they kept sending more minions after me to stop me from getting the information out to the people. Still can't hear? Can you hear me now? You can hear me clearly. Okay, good. Now, as I was saying, the reason why I had to record people is because they were a part of the takedown. I did not trust nobody who called my phone asking me questions about this fight that I'm fighting for because I don't know the people on the other line. That was weird as hell to me. That was very weird. Okay. So if people want to know why I did the recordings, or you want to run around and worry about why I record people or say I record people, I ain't have to record nobody no more because everybody that needed to be exposed has been exposed. Now we're moving on to reaching out to higher people who can get this message out there. We, the people, for the people, have to change the narrative. Okay, so that's just my valid reasons as to why I did what I did. I can admit to mine. Can anybody else admit to what they've done? Because if that's all you got on me is that I record people, then maybe that's not enough, because if that just goes to show I'm for R.Kelly. Okay, so salute to me and salute to everybody that believes in me and my platform and what I'm over here presenting and bringing to the people, because I'm for the people. Okay, so again, that's my reasoning, and God showed me to record these folks because these people got a hidden agenda and they're trying to knock you down so you don't support R.Kelly because you really one of the realest ones in this fight for him, while others may be questionable. Can't question me because I'm loyal to the core. Okay, definitely loyal to the core. So anyway, that's what I had to say about that. I'm about to make me a taco. I'm about to make me a taco. Okay, I need a taco in my life. I need it in my life. I want it in my life. Gotta have it in my life. So anyway, that's what that was all about. Speaking facts, I love you. Yes, I don't have no way to hide and lie about what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we supposed to be fighting for R.Kelly. We're not fighting for if I record and I do this and I do that. I'm not here to worry about the he say, she say. I'm only here because I support R.Kelly. Okay? And I'm gonna continue to support R.Kelly. I'm in this fight for real. Okay? So just get used to it and get ready, because your girl is coming back with it, and every recording that I have has been in the best interest of myself or for the fight for R.Kelly. Okay, so let's just let that be known. While we're gonna put out some information, let it be known. And anybody want to bring up anything else about what I've done, should not have done, I can't take it back. You know what I'm saying? I really cannot. I can't take that back. Whatever I've done, I can admit it when it comes my way. Okay, everything happens for a reason now. Everything happens for a reason. I'll tell you that much. Everything happens for a reason. Okay, so we ain't gonna act oblivious to it. So it look like I could get like 3 tacos, y'all. You think I could get 3 tacos, y'all? I'm going for 3. I'm going for 3. Baby, if you watching, I'm going for 3. My greedy ass. And if I can get 4, I'm gonna go for 4, y'all. I'm gonna get 4. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's pretty much all that I have for now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that came over here to the live, joined the live, and was able to chime in on things that was said. Yeah, I'm leftovers from Taco Tuesday because tonight is a whole nother night and dinner will be served different. I don't know what we decided on. I did baked chicken, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, cornbread. I think it was something else. I can't think of what else, but that was Monday. Yesterday was Taco Tuesday. Today he wanted salmon, but I think that we were agreed on something else. I just can't think of what it is. But anyway, it's gonna be good, whatever I put my hands on, because I can get down in that kitchen. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys. I don't want to go, but I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't like to keep long lives and stuff. I want the lives to be relevant, and I want the lives to be short, sweet, straight to the point. But anytime I come on, you guys are more than welcome to call in or even join the panel. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to get on the panel. You can always click the hide the camera. First, you have to accept the camera and then hide the camera and then come on off the camera. And then we could just listen to your comments through the audio that way. But again, we going to continue to yell free R. Kelly. Shout out to everybody that's out here bringing relevant information and things that we could do to move forward to help the continued fight for R. Kelly, so that way he can get the support that he needs, the continued support that he needs. And I'm going to continue to be in this fight, and I will always come back and bring you guys relevant information and not just on here wasting y'all time with waterfall commentary. So salute to everybody. I appreciate y'all. God bless each and every one of us. And as I go, I always say, dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever doesn't love does not know God, because God is love. Salute to every one of you guys. I see you, Sheila, my day one. Shout out to all you out in the chat, Princess, J Free, Darlene, Miss T, and everybody else that's all in the chat. Young Black Wall Street, Tracy Barr. I see you guys. Free R. Kelly is what we yelling. Free them all. And I'm for the people. I'm here for the people, okay? Salute to everybody. God bless each and every one of y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. That's my time. Pieces. Not the way it's supposed to be.
Red's not supposed to be green, like fate's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground, and a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun, and a 2 is not supposed to be a 1. So the high's not supposed to weigh a ton, and forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June, And I am not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that I'm not supposed to be, except you and me. There are so many things that I'm not supposed to be. Ooh, baby. Yeah, except you and me. Night's not supposed to be long. Yeah. No one is supposed to be alone. Understanding is not supposed to be confused. And the wind is not supposed to lose. Like fire's not supposed to freeze. But like joy is not supposed to grieve. Like you are not supposed to leave. What I said I'm not supposed to mean. He is not supposed to have your heart. Maybe we are not supposed to be apart. There are so many things that are not supposed to be said. You and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Hey, baby. It seems just like those seasons changing. Oh, this earth with no creation. Oh, with no feelings. Or a sickness without a healing. Just like a frozen spring. Or a bird with no wings. Just like a song and a key. That's how my life would be. Like the night skies with no stars. A lonely road. No home and never walks in the park. That's how I will be if we want to fly. There are so many things, yeah, except the love. So many things that are not supposed to be. It's like having no breathe, like having no life to breathe, like having no right to the sea. There are so many things that's not supposed to be, not supposed to be, except you and me, baby. Yeah, yeah, baby. Yeah, except you and me.